Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Streamlabs is lying to me. Man, that was immediate. Good evening, Amanda. Glad to see that you're back. Welcome back. How was your day today? For me, it was raining. Raining all day today. That's good. Yeah, we were hoping. Last Saturday we actually had our yard sale. I guess I don't need this on, but last Saturday we had our yard sale for the first time, and surprisingly, despite the fact that, I mean, we've had quite a few people. It wasn't a whole lot, but it was an adequate amount of people that drove by and searched through our belongings. We had a few interesting customers. Um, let's see. I know, like, I had a spare PlayStation 2 Slim with 4 games, a controller, a memory card, and cables for it. And there was an older couple. They bought a lot of stuffed animals and plushies for their um, nerdy daughter, as they put it, as well as grandchildren. They're like, my sister loves Five Nights at Freddy's, and she sold quite a bit. Making sure that the mic is on. That was weird. It didn't seem like it was on. Anyways, it seemed like, let's see. Yeah, they bought a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's plushies, which was very interesting. And yeah, there's also one guy, he bought an entire box full of manga, the majority of which belonged to my sisters, so that was interesting. And I finally sold my Dragon's Crown set, which was the PlayStation 3 version of Dragon's Crown, the PlayStation Vita version, as well as the art book that I found a long time ago in a game store. So I sold all those three for $15, and yeah, I'm actually glad that quite a few things in my possession has been sold off. Thanks to the rain, we couldn't do another one, so we might save that for next week if the weather is a little bit better. But yeah, surprisingly, yeah, I had to walk around the neighborhood to put up our um, garage sale signs. And I went down the street. I went um, down the neighborhood and went down to the intersection where the gas station is in our town. And yeah, it was very humid that day. That was the most I've sweat. That was much needed. That was very much needed. So, yeah. All in all, it wasn't a bad yard sale. And let's see. Um, Surprisingly, I mean, work has been okay at the moment. I'm with the carpet cleaning crew. I um, decided against leading the bathroom cleaning crew that in the summer because it would just be 2 people again. I'd be leading, and the second person would help me. The problem is my coworker is pregnant, so she really can't do much, and she's due in like a month. And I'm like, what are you thinking? So yeah, I mean, being in the carbon clean crew isn't too bad. I'm with a lot of um, like-minded coworkers, and whenever I find something to do, they appreciate the work I do. So yeah, I cleaned a library yesterday. Quite a lot of interesting books. In fact, I'm not sure. I haven't started reading this, but hang on. Let me Switch. Here we go. Um, Let me see. Um, yeah, remember going to Books a Million. I want to say a month and a half ago, and at my job, I've been seeing these graphics, and that in question is a series called Wings of Fire. I mean, I do like dragons. I've played Spyro the Dragon, it's 1 and 2. I like the dragons and Odin Sphere, so yeah. Once I finally put my brain to it, I'll read these. So I have the first 3. And what's funny, when I bought these books, the cashier gave me a lot of goodies, which included um, cards listing the details of certain races of dragons, as well as a few pins. So I wonder if that will happen again. Um, wonder if that will happen again when I go back to Books a Million. No pun intended. I lack the drive to go over there again. Yeah. I've been really staying at home for the past several months. Kind of a lack of motivation from going out and about. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What I'm trying to do right now in this live stream is just hang around, chat for a bit, as well as figure out how the rendering process in DaVinci Resolve works. For the longest time, I've been having trouble. Man, I mean, as quote unquote perfect Final Fantasy 9 is with the way it looks, um, I did notice that there were slight blinking. They're pretty much blink and you'll miss the thing, but in Final Fantasy IX, I did notice a few visual artifacts here and there, but for the untrained eye, nobody would notice it. But the majority, if not all, the videos in Final Fantasy IX looked good, at least from my perspective. But in regards to working on high definition videos, oh boy, there's a lot. I mean, improved graphics do definitely need some equally good settings when in regards to editing. So quite a lot of visual artifacts in Eternal Sonata. And when I was working on Chrono Cross behind the scenes, there were a few visual artifacts, so I had to up the bit rate a little bit. And this is kind of spoiling, but I'll have to say it right now because unfortunately, I can't beat Chrono Cross. It's kind of difficult to explain, but I was really liking the game. Like, it looks great, it sounds amazing. The gameplay was actually pretty easy to get into, and there were a lot of details in the gameplay where literally thought to myself, ooh, this is cool. And the story was interesting enough for me to want to get going, but unfortunately, there was one point in the story that confused me. And thanks to certain factors outside of Let's Playing, and thanks to that I keep forgetting the smallest details here and there, and that includes finding a key item in that story. After wasting time in that game and failing to find the item, and was tempted to use a guide to finish that quest, I decided that after 8 episodes, I wouldn't continue playing Chrono Cross, which actually kind of makes me a little bit upset, but it is what it is. I would love to continue that series, but in my current state of mind and how I perceive things, I can't continue playing that game. So I'm trying to start up my next Z in place, which is Tales of Exillia for the PlayStation 3. And so far, episode 1, I'm having trouble rendering. It's like no matter how many times I've rendered the darn video, there's always some visual hiccups that persists, and it's driving me nuts. So, just about a few minutes ago, um, it's very, very hard to explain, but um, like many settings, yeah, it doesn't matter what kind of editor I use. Whenever I see something, I venture a guess and hope it sticks. And for the most part, it seems like it does. I mean, like I said, Final Fantasy IX looks in my Let's Play of Final Fantasy IX looks good, and um, Chrono Cross. Yeah, I definitely do need to do a little bit of homework. So some settings that hold on, let me see the audio here. Okay, the audio is the same. It's always the same. It hasn't really changed much. But for video, um, I had to change encoder to auto. Whenever that happens, it utilizes my computer's GPU, the graphic processing system or unit. And for encoding profile, it's set to high because I'm working with H.264 footage, so need to keep that. And let's see, I make sure that the preset is balanced. I tried going to quality, which seems like it did the trick, but it was a little bit too much. And I'm trying to make sure that the bit rate is file size for the darn video. The file size for the darn video will be big, and I don't want it filling up needless space on my external hard drive. I know I'll eventually have to buy another external hard drive soon, so that seems to be the gist nowadays for video production, especially when you're working on 4K. Yeah, and for like I did a test render and I did the keyframes and make sure like at first the number was just every one keyframe and boy did that look fuzzy. So they said it's recommended that you do every 30 frames. So I'm leaving that on and frame ordering is unchecked. So all this should look good and let me go ahead and exit this out. That way I'll add the queue and then render. And I'm not sure how long this will last. I do know with the heavy render it lasted at most 36 minutes. So in that time, I guess we'll just sit around and chat for a while. Why not? I wasn't planning on playing a game here since, truth be told, thanks to failing to finish Chrono Cross and trying to render a good episode for this Let's Play series, since I do love Tales of Exillia, and I really want to put in a lot of effort into this Let's Play. I um, haven't really been motivated to keep gaming, even the games that aren't RPGs. Like I do know um, in my own free time, but yeah, that motivation isn't there right now. So yeah. How about you, Amanda? How has your week been so far? Really, how it should be. So far, so good. Yeah, that's good to hear. Anything exciting happening? Finish the flower paint. Ooh, nice. Have you been drawing often or painting often? Writing more passages in. I came back to drawing. I've mentioned this time and again. I really need to draw my characters in my book. That way people can get an idea as to oh, what is the right phrasing here? That way they can get a good idea as to what the characters might look like as they're reading the passages. So, I mean, I did try, like, other hobbies, like, yeah, I think I'm starting to hate computer work. It used to be a favorite thing in my late teens, early 20s, but I think I accidentally broken a few, and I have a few desktops sitting in my room right now. I got it deep cleaned, and I can't seem to turn it on, no matter how many times I try plugging and unplugging. It's supposed to be given to one of her coworkers because she wants a desktop. Yeah. And I'm also trying to test out Linux Mint again on my first laptop, actually, the, as I call, old Toshiba, the one that edited all of my videos from 2014 to 2017. Linux Mint is it's a work in progress. I do know that apparently if you want to switch to Linux, you have to give up a few things, since not everything you work on Windows works on it. So I guess you have to be willing to try, and hopefully whatever you find will satisfy your needs. And I do know there is an editor specifically for Linux Mint. Maybe I might give that a try. Maybe it might be a better DaVinci Resolve. But who knows? Speaking of which, I did download the latest version of DaVinci Resolve sometime in the morning, and I have yet to install it. Whoops. Oh well. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping to get this Let's Play up and running sometime soon. So, I mean, it is going to happen sometime soon, but I want to get more episodes made. Although, I wonder. I don't think anyone has ever chimed in with their take as to whether or not having videos backed up is a good idea. For all I know, it probably is a good idea, but I wonder if there's someone out there that thinks that I should probably make the episodes and release it after the making. Kind of like what I did in my Chrono Trigger Let's Play, although I wasn't in the right state of mind during that Let's Play, and whenever I finished making a video, I'd release it on that day. And thanks to that, it got me thinking I need to get this Let's Play done, or else, what was it? Not a lot of people will notice that the videos are released, or I'm taking too long. It definitely does kind of show, especially near the tail end of it, where the final videos, my commentary was me just watching the video as I'm, well, commentating, so I wonder, how is my audio? Yep, still working. Nice. Oh yeah, speaking of audio, I don't know if you've watched, I'm not sure if you've watched, I forgot what episode I think it was episode 23 of Zian Plays Eternal Sonata, but I had some microphone issues, and that's because I was working with a specific version of Audacity, which is what I use to record my voice. For some reason, it wouldn't detect my audio interface mid commentary, and that's annoying. I thought it was because I kept quiet in some scenes, and when something isn't, if there isn't a sound, then I guess that it would automatically disconnect me. That's not the case. That's just a poor version. So I downgraded to version 3.6, and that's been working so far. I don't plan on updating Audacity past that point. So the older versions still work. Oh, I might as well. I actually was working on a list this morning, and here it is. It's a list of RPGs I have on my shelf right behind me. So let's put up DaVinci Resolve, put up chat, and this. I don't know if you can hear the fan from my laptop, but man, it's loud. Quite. Excuse me. But anyways, I've got a list of all the well, not all of it. I do know there are quite a few RPGs that I do have in my possession that I do not plan on playing. So, yeah, this is a list of games that I do. Oh, okay. Okay. So you know what that means. This microphone does a good job. Yeah. I also have the fan on. I also have the ceiling fan on in my room, but that's barely noticeable. In fact, I think, surprisingly, the commentary in episode 1 that's being rendered here, I mentioned that the PlayStation 3's fan was loud, and that's because I forgot to deep clean it before starting this series, and I was wondering if it would be caught on microphone, but when I heard it during the editing process, it wasn't noticeable at all. So I did test out my audio interface with this program right here, which is Focusrite Control 2, and there's a auto button that you press and you talk as if you're doing a voice recording. For example, Zian here, and welcome to this next Zian Plays, and you keep doing that until the timer goes in a full circle, and right at the very end of it, you do a yell of sorts. Ah! That way you can get pretty much the maximum volume that you can do. And when that happens, it sets your audio interface to the appropriate level, which I think my number is 45, and I'm not going to touch that ever again. So whatever setting I have in the program, I'll have to work with it. And when I put the Audacity audio into the editor, I make sure to up the audio at the appropriate level. And yeah, the decibels for the audio is at 25 and a half. And after rendering this episode numerous times today, 25 is the appropriate audio level for my commentary. But anyways, here's the list of RPGs I have that it can potentially become a Let's Play of mine, possibly in the future. I do know eventually Final Fantasy VIII will happen. Xenogears will probably happen after I get Xenosaga Episode 3 done in the future. Even though I forgot about Dot Hack Infection, I do have Mutation and Outbreak. Final Fantasies 10 and 10-2 is a possibility. I do want to play the Final Mix PlayStation 2 versions of Kingdom Hearts. Radiata Stories, since I did the non-human path, but I didn't do the human path. Maybe Final Fantasy 13 and 13-2, as well as Lightning Returns. Nier might be an interesting one. Resonance of Fate, and the few Tales games I have here. In fact, I probably might as well put fan translation since this is the only way I can play this version. I know there's a HD remaster of the PlayStation 3 version on current gen consoles, but that's definitely not the best way to play that game. Let's see. And also threw in a few oddballs here like Bloodborne and Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, quite a lot. Kingdom Hearts. Maybe play Odin Sphere. I have a lot of Sword Art Online games. For all I know, they probably won't all play the same, which would be an interesting experience. Tales of Zestiria and Berseria, and the few I have on PlayStation 5, Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate and Rebirth, Horizon Forbidden West, Kena Bridge of Spirits, as well as the handheld RPGs I have. And the very few from Nintendo's catalog. As well as the only other 2 RPGs I have on the Xbox 360. But yeah. Yeah, save. I've also been trying to do this one thing. Ever since, I don't know if you saw my, I did this live stream a couple weeks back, which was a Hangout stream, which is trying to improve my gameplay streams, and I used Dark Cloud 2 as an example. And I put in a few hashtags in the video description because I said, apparently I heard that apparently in order to garner attention, you need to leave a few hashtags in the description. Fine, YouTube, have it your way. So I put hashtag Dark Cloud 2. It kind of seemed like it worked since that's the most viewed live stream I've done in a while. So, I mean, who knows? I probably might do that Dark Cloud 2 streaming series one day after everything's done here. So, maybe after that, then I'll make a small video showing the list of RPGs that I have and have all of you decide on what game I should play next. I had a feeling this might take a while. It kind of reminds me back in the day when I used Adobe Premiere Elements 12, and the rendering process took like 30 minutes to an hour depending on the length of the video, and compared to DaVinci Resolve, as you've seen, the longest at most would take 13 minutes, and I get the feeling that's probably not normal. So having the video rendered this long might be beneficial. Hopefully it might fix the artifacts. If it doesn't fix it this time around, I think I might I think I might just settle on what the outcome of the video will be. So yeah. Speaking of which, let's see how much power this is using. Alright, the central processing unit is being used to the fullest, and the graphics chip is being used to its potential too, so that's what you want it to be, making sure that your graphics chip or graphics card, depending on your choice of computer, should be used, so yeah. I might as well put Wings of Fire up. "14 minutes. Okay. Well. Alright, so let's go ahead and exit this, and since I've been playing this video in DaVinci Resolve, not DaVinci Resolve, VLC Player constantly, it should come up quick. 3 gigs, that can either be a good thing or a bad thing. And as I mentioned before, I don't watch the entire video. I just look for a few key points in the video just to make sure that the artifacts don't play. The ones that concern me are when I'm about to enter inside the facility, after a certain fight within the 19-minute mark, and after I escape from the facility. So let's see the beginning. A little bit of a sneak peek here. Now, when I did the keyframe every one frame, every character model was fuzzy. So thankfully they look good. And let's see, I want to see their first meeting. I wonder, is it confusing to hear my gameplay audio in contrast to the audio you're hearing through the live streaming? I like that. Okay, let's see. I do know that after this, I turn the camera and there shouldn't be any artifacts. I will say that's one good-looking 2D depiction of a PlayStation 3 controller. Okay, let's see when I finally get to... It has to be... Okay, let's see here. I could already see it. Darn it. Well, you can kind of see it here. Great. Man, there's still that pixelization. That's annoying. But yeah, this has been annoying me for quite a while. And I have no idea if there's any way to really fix it. Well, let me go ahead and save this just to get rid of that big red bold text right there. Okay. Well, let's try this then. Quality, and put this at 25. Apparently it's industry standard that you do something like this. And this is high. Bitrate this. I can't believe I'm doing this again. Okay, let's get rid of this then. This is literally what goes on. It wasn't a huge problem before until I started to notice. Okay. Yeah, like I made sure that the bitrate is at 10,000 because the video itself is only at under 8,000 at most. I changed the settings within my capture card and it's the exact same quality setting that Infinite Discovery was at. So I'm hoping that would do something good. So let's go here and render again. Okay, let's see. 37 minutes. I guess I don't need my headset again until this is done. Great. And that's also another thing. Hopefully this microphone doesn't... it's happened a few times in Eternal Sonata, but in the background, I cut out a few silent moments within my commentary due to kids playing in the streets. So... However, the same can't be said for my neighbor's truck. I think that's become an official quote for me now. Forgive me for that noise, but that is my neighbor's truck. He should really take it to the shop. Well, that's okay. I should probably work more on my story, but I guess I could work on it with just my face on screen. There we go. So just to be safe, okay, I could still see the chat and I can work on my story. Actually, this wouldn't be a bad way to get my book done. Just wait until the rendering process is done. Truth be told, during the rendering process, I would watch a lot more YouTube videos until it's done. Very rarely do I play other games while the rendering process is going. So, speaking of which, let me see. Nope. Okay. All right. While we're waiting, I guess I'll work more on my book. Yeah, I'm on chapter 8. I thought I got it done, but I'm missing a scene, so let's see here. Testing microphone. Okay, everything's good. Should pull this back a bit. Let's see. Let's see. What is the right word for that? Let's see here. Okay, let's see. Okay, I need to make sure that this passage, let's see, I need to make sure this passage um, flows well. So let's see. Okay. kind of hard to make sure that the continuity in this passage flows well and makes sense. Okay, I think that's as good as it can get for the book that I'm working on. The rendering process is not done yet. Claims it has almost 7 minutes left to render. Okay, I think that flowed well. Hmm. Man, this render is taking its sweet time. Hmm. I'm not sure I like this passage. Great. I may have to rework on this chapter at a much later date because apart from that, it's pretty much done. Definitely not a long chapter, but let me see. Let's go all the way down until... Okay, let's go here and save, and I'm also going to reread chapter, where is it, 11, just to make sure this flows well, but I think I'll read that later. Or I could read it again if DaVinci Resolve gets done with the rendering process. Well, I guess when that gets done, let's see. Should I get some ice cream? It's going to take a while. Alright, I guess I'll do that. I'll go ahead and let's see. Guess I'll be right back. Going to get some ice cream, so see you in just a minute. Testing. Yep, works. Chocolate ice cream. Yep. I didn't really eat a whole lot today. Just have a few snacks, some chips. I didn't feel like eating a big meal today, so I have to make sure that the passage of my book is closed down before I work on anything else. Let's see. I could just exit it out. Okay, make sure that's open. And I'm the one that turned off the microphone, Streamlabs. Okay. Might as well put this here just in case. Taking its sweet time. Yeah, we went grocery shopping yesterday and picked up chocolate ice cream again. I was planning on getting vanilla, but I wasn't in a vanilla mood, so. It's almost done. About a minute and a half left. This reminds me, excuse me. This reminds me back of my old days of the old Let's Plays of my early years, where I'm not sure if anyone recalls or if they even watched my old Let's Plays, but sometimes you'll see me eating something. It would be chicken nuggets, goldfish crackers, or I'm drinking beverages like water, tea. There was one time during the Paper Mario Let's Play, along with my brother, we had Jack in a Box. I remember we went to Jack in a Box before that particular episode started. And after 37 minutes, it's done. I'm sorry. After 37 minutes, it's done. Well, let's see it. Where are you? Okay. How big is this? Okay, that's even smaller than I imagined, and all of this screams high. So all the settings screams big file size. So okay. Still don't like it. Wait a minute. It dawned on me. I'm working on a 60 frame per second game. What the heck? Why didn't I? Oh, I did it again. Ugh. Excuse me. No wonder this looks fuzzy. Man, this reminds me of when I first started Let's Playing, and I used, my first Let's Plays were Dot Hack Infection and Dark Cloud, and I rendered those videos in 60 frames per second. And even though, um, through my end, you couldn't see it, I saw the artifacts, and that looked gross. Dang it. Okay. Ah, man. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. This is going to be a long stream. um, I mean, okay, let me change perspectives because I want to read. Um, I want to read. Oh, here it is. Standard web uploads. This strikes a balance between file size and video compressibility. So, wait, is the max 30? Can't I go more than that? Oh my goodness, I can. Okay, let's do 60 frames. Keyframes every 60 frames. I wonder if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay. Excuse me. If this works, oh boy, I'm going to be very, very happy. Okay, open up DaVinci Resolve and make sure this is 60 frames per second because the file size is appropriate. So everything looks good. Episode 1, Left Fort Research Center. Add to queue. Make sure, yep, every 60 frames. And render again. Darn. I am my own editor. Through and through. Hey, Amanda. What happened? You just popped off. Ooh, dinner. Nice. What'd you have? You missed me having ice cream earlier. Yeah, I'm hoping I've made a little bit of a discovery while rendering this video. Enchiladas. Oh, brain, remember, have you had enchiladas before? I think I might have. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really eat much today. I'm saving my appetite for tomorrow. My mom's going to be making ground beef. Last week we had popcorn chicken. Eating enchiladas and wash it down with some ice cream. I was going to ask my brother to make a coffee shake using my ice cream, but lately he's been getting annoyed about us asking him to do such because through his eyes, we've seen him make it countless times. We should be able to memorize what he uses, and I mean, he's not wrong, but there's just one problem. He just does it right. Oh, man. Yeah, he knows how to make a good coffee shake. I can't. The last time I made it, it got stuck to the cup, so... Yeah. Yeah, we had popcorn chicken last week when we were at our parents'. And then it was nothing but popcorn chicken for the next couple of days. I felt bloated. Yeah. I can't really eat too much nowadays. So... I forgot I had a nickel in my pocket. But yeah, while you were gone, I was working more on my book while waiting for the rendering process. In fact, I might do it again while I'm rendering this again. Yeah, I just got chapter 8 done again. I thought I got it done before, but it was missing a passage. And now that I've connected a few scenes, there's one particular scene that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. let's just say that one character, I might change this, one character accidentally or intentionally puts their comrades' lives risks in danger. So I might change that. And I don't work on I work on this book. I work on the chapters out of order. So I forget which chapter I got done first. I do know which scene I developed first. It was a scene in chapter 6 before I realized it was for chapter 6. So I should really work on the final chapter since I know what will happen at the end of this story. Please. Please let this work. I really hope this works. 38 minutes remaining. I mean, that's okay. Hmm. Hmm. By the way, I've been meaning to ask you. It's been a hot minute, but were you able to find work? I guess I can close. Hmm. It's really hard to find one out there these days. I remember my mom asking me what my dream job, like what would be my dream job. And I mean, truth be told, I started my YouTube channel a long time ago in the hopes that it would eventually become a job. And a little bit of that hopes is still in there ever since I came back from my hiatus. But then again, who knows? There's a little bit of that doubt here and there, but again, that hope surprisingly has been kept. So, I mean, right now I like my real job okay at the moment. Do you have a dream job? Everything involving art. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I kind of come from an artsy family. I mean, my older sister, I'm not sure if she does this often anymore, but she used to draw. Maybe she is still drawing and I'm not paying attention. Actually, I actually have. I mean, I did show in my in one of my live stream videos last summer of how Cecilia looked before the Savior came to be. And I've mentioned that she is based off the character Cinnamon from Mega Man X Command Mission. But my younger sister, there's one character in my book named Sierra, and she actually wanted to see if she can draw Sierra through the details I give to her. And so I told her what Sierra looks like in my mind, and it took, I want to say, a week, maybe even a week and a half, and she gave me her depiction of Sierra, and I'm all like, that's actually not a bad depiction of Sierra. I mean, she kind of looks like how she would look in her mid-teenage age, but yeah, there's a distinct style I have for the characters in my head. So, actually, I think I still have, well, hold on. I think I'm, okay. 1 second. Didn't mean to drop that, darn it. Okay. In a minute, I will have to return that ice cream bowl through the kitchen, but alright, since this will take a while, claims it has about 7 minutes left remaining, but I'm going to switch perspectives. There we go. Yeah, my younger sister drew how... Actually, now that I look at it again, it's not a bad depiction at all. So, in a way, this is what Sierra would look like in my book. Yeah, that's her in her battle uniform, and this is what the battle uniform has. There's a weapon for her eye color, and a special necklace that was given to her from a family friend from her youth. And this is the chibi version of her. I actually wouldn't mind using the chibi version of her. But yeah, that was a very sweet thing she did. So, but yeah. But going back to one particular art file I have, I do know that you jumped into this one stream I did, testing out the drawing monitor I have, and let me see if I can open this. And I can. And I want to put it right there. And I showed... I used Microsoft Paint 3D for this, so, and even then I didn't draw, I just used the shapes, but it gives you an idea as to what kind of eyes my character has. So let's go here and go here. So for the characters in my book, yeah, the alien girl will have this type of eyes. This is Sierra's eyes. This is Alice's eyes. This is Jacob's eyes. This is Luke's eyes, and the eyes for someone I'm not going to spoil. Yeah. And what's funny, my brother also chimed in about the details of how my characters look, and it's funny. Whenever I have an idea as to how my characters look, he would always say, "What kind of anime style would you like?" I'm not trying to draw anime. Even though it probably might have anime aesthetic, that would assume that it's based off of a specific type of anime, and as far as I know, apart from Cecilia looking like Cinnamon. None of the other characters are really based off of existing anime that I'm aware of. So let's just say that the proportions for some of these characters are kind of based off of the look of. Should I be ashamed to say? Whatever. I remember my youngest relatives watching My Little Pony, specifically Equestria Girls. I don't know, just that character design of of a relatively um, reasonable sized torso with long legs, but not too long of legs. So I don't know. One day I will have to draw my characters out just to give some sort of an idea. Hmm. It's a good thing that I backed up my DeviantArt. Is it a good thing? It's like it was done in Microsoft Paint, the majority of them, and eh, that was like 13-year-old, 14-year-old me right there at that era. I did remember quite a few viewers downloading those pics, so someone out there has a copy of my work, which is kind of baffling to think about. Knowing that someone out there has your work, so I wouldn't make a fuss if they decided to credit that copy as their work. So, hey, for all I know, they probably might have improved on it. A rough draft, and now there's the final draft, worth hundreds of dollars. Yeah. Well, this is going to go on. Let me see here. Okay. Well, it'll be a short minutes, but I'll be right back. I'm going to put away my bowl. And back. Let's see here. I still have 7 minutes of rendering left. I'm hoping that keyframe 60 frames works. The discovery of the century. Go away, widget. Mm-hmm. You know, speaking of books, I mentioned before, sometime yesterday I was cleaning a library and there were quite a few interesting books that caught my eye. And okay, microphone's good. Yeah, quite a few books caught my eye. There was one book I remember reading in high school. It's a series of books called Alex Rider. And the first of the series is called, what's it called? Stormbreaker? I think I remember Stormbreakers being a type of computer that this one person uses to kill off some people. I remember liking that book. And little did I know there was an entire series full of it. So, yeah. And surprisingly, there were quite a few love novels in that library. So, do you have a favorite book? Because I will say, cleaning that library almost made me want me to read a book. Yeah. I'm reminded of working at the nursing home. Excuse me. Hold on. Yeah, reminded back at the nursing home, I was cleaning a patient's room, and he would tell me occasionally to read some books. They're good for you. And I'm all like, I haven't read a book since high school. And he's like, tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, I mean, he kind of has a point. I mean, like I just said, some of those books at the library were interesting, so... And I actually skimmed through a few pages, and I'm all like, these seem like very easy reads, so... Now I'm reminded of... I'm sure you're familiar with this one book called Hatchet, which is about a boy named Brian that ends up crashing into the woods within Canada. And he has to survive out there until help finds him. And the author, Gary Paulson, I remember reading this one book he made called Dog Song. And back in California, there was a reading program called AR, which is accelerated reading. What was it? Every school quarter, you have to get a specific amount of points from reading tests in order to pass that quarter. And, you know, depending, whatever comes my way, I'll read the book just to pass that grade. Dog Song was just something out of the blue, and I read it, and I can't for the life of me recall what goes on in that book apart from what was it? This one character decides to leave the village along with his sled dogs, and I swear to you, every page from that point was nothing but this character eating and eating and eating, helping out a pregnant woman and eating and eating. Yeah, I don't remember liking Dog Song, but Hatchet in middle school, yeah, I think Hatchet was a requirement at one point. Then I learned that that book had sequels. Um, I remember one particular sequel. What was it? Was it the military that? I think it was about one person from the military that wanted Brian to go out into the woods again and show them how to survive should the military be stranded in such a way. And what I can recall, this person that was with him that's supposed to study, he ends up, I believe, getting struck by lightning and he ends up in a coma. And Brian has to take him to this one cell tower that's miles away while also trying to survive and making sure that he doesn't dehydrate because the poor guy can't drink water in the coma. So, yeah, that was a very interesting read. I forgot when I read that, but I may not have read a book since high school, but I do remember quite a few books I've read. So, at one point, I think it was in the fourth grade, we've read Flowers for Algernon. That was a depressing book. I remember reading the Shiloh books, which is about a beagle. I remember my fourth grade teacher having trouble reading the final chapter of the third Shiloh book. I think I know what happens in that chapter because um, we didn't quite make it to the final few pages. By the time that happened, the bell rang. But even then, I think I knew what happened without them telling me. So, I remember one person I met a long time ago. They were a fan of almost everything. Makes me wonder how much time they had at that point. Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, anything DC and Marvel, the whole nine yards. Oh, speaking of, hold on a second. Was that it? No, that's it. Okay. Every once in a while, I find things at my job, as you saw plenty of times. But this one's interesting because I wouldn't think that the younger generation would be interested in. Hold on, let me switch perspectives. I wouldn't think they'd be interested in these pins for Invader Zim. But when there's a will, there's a way. I should probably sell these at our next yard sale. I just need to find that one thing you use to make sure you know, it doesn't stab you. So, almost 2 hours. Not bad. Hmm. You know, once I show all of the Chrono Cross videos that I've made, I mean, it's going to be incomplete. I'm ashamed to admit, but I do hope that someone out there who does stumble across those videos will tell me what the answer is and how one could go about doing it for the first time ever without actually saying the answer directly. Yeah. After all those episodes will be posted, there is another video I've made detailing my experience trying to get through that point of the story and not being able to make any sense of it. Man. I will say, after that and trying to fix a few computers and failing that, yeah, my overall self-esteem was way too low. Yeah. And I'm hoping if this render is good enough, then that spark will come back to me. I mean, I'm sure it will. I mean, I'm able to find a fix for my audio interface. Just downgrade to a version of Audacity and it'll work. And it's kind of like this one passage from my book, which I forget which character said that, but they said, every situation has an answer. So even if it's easy, even if it's hard, or even if you think it's downright impossible, there's always a solution to an answer. So yeah, quite a few passages in my book are based on real life experiences, but what those real life experiences are will be up for interpretation. So oh, I probably could have used that as a thumbnail for the opening, but yeah, that's weird. You view the opening the moment you boot the game up, and you see the opening again after after that scene just happened. Yeah, thanks to that low self-esteem, quite a few times I thought to myself that I might be becoming actively dumb. Thankfully, I talked with one person I trust, and they reassured me that, um, like she herself mentioned to me, like, and she's like, there are times where I'm naive, but not dumb. Problem is, I'm surrounded by people that, I mean, they don't say it, but through the way they are, through my perspective makes it seem like that compared to everyone else, I might be dumb. So, I mean, I know I'm not really dumb, but hmm. Making sure my microphone works. Got a couple of minutes left. Man. 2 hours now. You know I want to play one day. Um, it's on my wish list right now. There's this one game that was released a couple years back. It's called Stray. You play as a cat. You play as a cat in a steampunk world where humans don't exist, from the looks of it. Hmm. I guess I could always turn on music while this is rendering, but it's almost done. Probably should have done that right from the get-go. Yeah, I'm also thinking about discontinuing, well, deleting my Discord eventually, since there's not a whole lot of action happening on the server. It probably might happen after the incomplete playthrough of Chrono Cross gets released. I also want to do a special live stream a month from now, since July 15th was the date of my comeback into making Let's Plays again. It'd be similar to a look back on ZNRPG 10 years later, but instead of reacting to, I mean, it's too soon. Instead of reacting to these videos, it'd be me discussing the thought process behind playing these games and why, as well as understanding how this whole system works, what I could have done better, and definitely what I've learned here and there in regards to, let's see, probably a few comments that I've made on the post tab a few times. We'll see. I will admit that sometime during the whole year I bought into my own hype. And at 39 minutes, it's done. Well, let's see if this experiment works. At 39 minutes, this has got to be it. Okay, still the same amount of gigabytes. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Well, let's go here. I mean, it seems like it fixed a few things, but not all of it. It did take a little bit longer to render, so I might be onto something here. Well, I want to look up what frame ordering is, just to see if it makes sense. Is that what it's called? Frame ordering? Reordering. It allows the frames to be compressed and referenced out of linear in order to save space. It could occasionally cause render glitches. Okay, so... Okay, so frame ordering is not a huge help whatsoever. Fascinating. Well, I mean, I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that this isn't true 60 frames, it's 59 frames. Maybe it has to be exact. I mean, no one really complained about the visual artifacts in Eternal Sonata at all. And if they were to complain, they are not saying it in front of my face. So, okay. I think I'll live with this version. It's small in gig size, which is perfectly fine for me. So, it doesn't look bad. The cutscenes still look good. So, as long as the cutscenes look good, I think I'll live with that. So, okay, let's go ahead and get rid of that. I just have to remember all this for next time. Oh boy. And just in case, let me go ahead and turn this into episode 1 because I will be making the thumbnail right now. So I'm going to go ahead and turn these all the way back to 0. Go here. I guess this is the best that I can do. I'll test out 59 keyframes just to see if it's not perfect, but definitely more stable enough. So maybe that extra unneeded frame is unnecessary. So get rid of this because this has been sitting in my computer forever. Okay. And did I close out? No, I didn't. Okay. Put this here. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to... unlike Star Ocean, the second story, I'm not going to be dedicating... I'm not going to be playing through Jude's scenario just to see if there's a difference. Should I include this thumbnail? What do I wonder? Does... Oh, you can kind of see it when it's frozen like that, but... Well... This is the perfect thumbnail. She's just standing right here. Why not? I'll take it. I might change it later. I have done that once or twice in regards to Eternal Sonata a few times. So, okay, get rid of this. Unless, wait a minute. There could be something better. There's always something better. I think I like to include cutscenes in the thumbnails. Very possible. Like, more often than not. So let's see here. Would it be better if I get the one near the tail end of the darn dungeon? Probably. Doesn't help that I have subtitles on in this playthrough, so... Okay, I think this is as good as it gets, so... Oh, I have to go here, and then do this. Then export it. 1. Okay, whoops, I accidentally opened up Discord, didn't I? It's okay, I'll close it in a little bit. Get here. Go away. Let's go ahead and close it. And let's see here. And, yeah, well, we already know what this is. This will be an episode 1 thumbnail, so come on. Okay, go here. Let's go ahead and add subtitle track. Extend this. Add subtitles, and since this is a fresh new playthrough, I'm going to have to be it's going to have interesting text, so the size is going to be 250 as always. And let's see, not that one. It's taking a while to... There we go. Let's do this one. Extra bold italic. I hope I can remember it. Yeah, I like that font. That font's good. Okay, let's go 1 frame up. Highlight both of these. Control B. Highlight these again. Delete, and there we go. Go here. This is episode 1. JPEG. 720p. Export subtitles. Make sure it's burned into video. You probably aren't able to see this because my face cam's in the way. And there we go. I can close this because I know it's saved. So get rid of subtitles. Get rid of the subtitle track and get rid of this if I can. Get rid of this. And save. Close. And let's go ahead and do that. Go here. And do that. Get rid of this. And open this. Kind of looks like the Junon, or like the Junon reactor or any reactor in Final Fantasy VII. Okay. I think I wouldn't say live with the settings I have to use in DaVinci Resolve, but if there aren't any other better alternatives, then I guess I could live with that. That's okay. Yeah. 2.5 hours, not bad. So, let's see here. I guess I can get my external hard drive. No, everything's plugged in-ish. What do I not need? I don't need my music flash drive, so thank you. Yeah, why not? I'll go get it. Excuse me, microphone. Yeah. I forgot when I bought this external hard drive. I definitely remember my first external hard drive. I gave that to my younger brother a long time ago. Okay, put you in here. I think I accidentally... Darn. Did I accidentally... Nope, it's there. Okay. Move to... Okay. Tales of Exilia. Since I got the opening and that one, I guess I'll copy that. Even my older sister brought out, for all we know, YouTube is probably going to compress these videos as well. There's never a not a perfect solution, but there's never an adequate solution to good quality videos. Oh, and since this is a brand new folder, I have to let this be viewed as large icons. There we go. Pay no mind that pay no mind that my camera footage is getting darker. It's because yeah. Make sure this is viewed as large icons. There we go. Not currently in use. What are you talking about? Lying straight to plug the video game music flash drive.